I'm here with Tom Zielinski, the founder, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm a founder. Aaron and I are founders now. It's
West
great.
Virginia Hillfest here in Snowshoe, West Virginia.
What a beautiful resort, right?
Right.
And who would have thought that they would let people like us motorsports people, do motorsports at their beautiful ski resort, and here we are.
Right, exactly. So talk to me about, obviously I come from it from a government perspective. So talk to me about why did you choose to come to West Virginia?
It's pretty interesting that you bring that up. Last year, we met with a number of the delegates and a number of the leadership from West Virginia at SEMA. So how awesome is that? Here they are at SEMA, and they want to develop additional tourism. They want to have more people come here, and they're very motorsports friendly. So what better combination for people like us than that? Top that off, they gave us an introduction to the folks at Snowshoe, and the Snowshoe folks said, wait, you're motorsports people? Okay, we'll talk to you.
Do you know what we do here?
Yeah. Somehow we sorted it out, and here we are at this beautiful ski resort doing our motorsport stuff.
No, that's amazing. Look, West Virginia is my home state, so obviously I was super excited to be able to have motorsports come to the state, especially from somebody from Michigan coming all the way to West Virginia and attracting all these other people to come to West Virginia to spend their money in my state.
What a great point to make, too. This morning at the drivers' meeting, I did a quick survey.
Yep.
4 people are from 50 miles away. A total of 4 people are from 50 miles away. Everybody else is a tourist. So that's exactly the point. We're bringing tourism to West Virginia.
That's amazing. So, okay, so again, going back to the government thing. So how much government did you have to kind of deal with in order to bring this to fruition? And it could be a good thing, right? Because when government works with people, it obviously is helpful. Sometimes I think we always kind of go to the negative, like, oh, what is government doing to us? In which obviously there's those challenges. But
sure,
sort of what are all the different levels of government to make this happen?
So let's clarify. Backroads of Appalachia was hugely helpful, connecting us with the Department of Highways, getting it permitted, all of that kind of stuff. Amazingly warm welcome from them.
Great.
That's fantastic. They wanted all the natural things. We got to have a safety plan. We got to run a show, all that, but very welcoming to motorsport. 2, we had to figure out ways to make sure that we were respectful to the Snowshoe Mountain Resort. That required a number of additional meetings. Locally here in Pocahontas County, got a very warm welcome. They provided a great deal of assistance. So overall, government sure gets a reputation for bureaucracy and red tape and all that, right?
Have to deal with, right?
But it was remarkably straightforward, and we found a remarkable level of cooperation and helpfulness. Yes, sure, there's some roadblocks and there's some guardrails, but they welcomed us. So we really enjoy that part. Add to that, my background and experience working with various government agencies in lots of states where we put on events, certainly better than most. So we really have an appreciation for that.
So A+ for West Virginia?
A+, we'll give it 2 thumbs up.
All right. That's what I love to hear. And obviously working with government officials in the state, I love to be able to carry that message too about the fact that what they're doing to help clear the way is working, or at least in the case of West Virginia Hillfest.
It is for sure. And we're bringing 2 events to West Virginia this year. So when we wrap up West Virginia Hillfest, we go to Detroit 4Fest, then immediately back to West Virginia for West Virginia 4Fest. Our 4Fest events are off-road events. This is obviously an on-road event, literally on-road event.
Little like first for me.
Which makes it great. I want to also commend you for being among the leadership team at SEMA. And here you are, as we say, walking the walk, not just talking about, hey, we need motorsports. No, you're here doing motorsports.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Well, okay, so I've gotten some jokes about the fact of like, what are you doing on pavement, Karen? I'm getting that on my social media because mostly people see me in Jeeps in the off-road, but I'm a novice to being on pavement in a performance vehicle. So that's a huge thing for me. I mean, that was the sort of thing when Tom brought the program here. I was like, am I allowed to do this? And Tom's like, yes, you are. And here's what you need to do. But like, how are you able to do that? You know, you've got these people like myself, brand new. None of us, there's a lot of us that don't even have like super fast cars. But like, how does that all work?
That's the whole point. Our off-road events. one of our biggest things is Off-Road 101. We want to bring new people in, welcome people in, make them feel comfortable. Let's face it, a lot of motorsports is the good old boys club sometimes. We need to bring more females into this so that they're comfortable. And I'm going to tell you right now, we've got a couple of females here that they may end up smoking everybody up the hill.
Well, I don't know. I was following Tracy yesterday, and there's
Excellent.
no way I can come close.
Tracy being a great example of exactly that. But we want to welcome everybody. So yesterday, and you took part in this, we had our novice orientation. That's the way you have to do it. You've got to tell people, hey guys, here's what we're going to do. Here's how it's going to go. We're going to literally hold your hand for a little bit and make them feel welcome. Too many times in the competition world or whatever, you turn up at a track and you're like, what have I done? How are we going to do this? They've got a death grip on their steering wheel. If you remember when we were in Moab off-roading, what did I tell you? Don't try to kill that steering wheel. It hasn't done anything to you. Just hold on like this.
Exactly.
So we want to welcome everybody into this, and I hope we can get more people interested in coming in and doing motorsports activities.
Agreed. You know, it's a funny story. I had a snafu on our first run yesterday. My snafu was when we all went to go, I couldn't get my car out of park.
Hey, things happen.
Complete user error. And I saw the guy that was behind me at the gas station later. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. And, you know, his response like, oh, God, no worries. And, you know, the fact is that the community, you know, it's one thing to be the organizer and say you're welcome and we want you here and we want you to be part of it. But the fact is that, you know, the community is like, no, that's cool. That's sick. You know, and we're looking at vehicles and look at my vehicle, their vehicles. And so it was just really cool because I'm just like, oh, my God, what a way to start. I couldn't get out of park.
Well, Karen, and I think that's awesome.
It's a total Karen thing to do.
I didn't say that. This morning, when we brought up SEMA at the drivers' meeting, almost everybody held up their hand, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We need to continue to do this kind of thing and promote this kind of activity. And let's talk about SEMA. Let's talk about how meaningful this really is and why it's so important that we're doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, that's the whole basis of this. And it's not just about a bunch of pros trying, you know, on their racetracks or even, you know, sometimes the reputation is a bunch of yahoos trying to tear up our streets.
Absolutely.
The fact is that the more that we can offer these kinds of events, have our streets and abilities to do this kind of stuff, the better we are to be able to promote that and to build our industry and build everything that we do. So.
Well, Karen, you brought up government, and I think that this is an interesting point to talk about. Across the course of this weekend, we are going to have multiple senators, multiple delegates from West Virginia, a number of leadership folks all coming out to say, yeah, we like motorsports.
Yeah.
We need more of that.
Exactly. Absolutely. I mean, look, there's always a starting point. You took that. The hardest part is getting it started. You can't control the weather, but that's all right. But we can start the conversation. And the fact is that we have that ability. So I thank you very much for bringing this not only to West Virginia, but to SEMA, to SEMA members and all the people that hope that we can be part of this in the future.
We're super excited about that idea. We're really glad to do it. And the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step.
Exactly.
Here we are. This is our step.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Glad to have you here.
Appreciate it.